about a year. Yeah.
And I welcome Christina to come back because she has really expanded her idea and is working on some really cool projects. Christina founded the first bold, beautiful ethnic hair care expo here in Brookings, and she continues to work on ideas in terms of hair care, ethnic hair care, and a place like Brookings where those options were very limited for Christina when she and her family moved here. So I'm going to turn it over to Christina to tell us what she's been up to and how we can help her. So let's turn it over to Christina Thurston.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back. I'm really excited to be here. I came here the first time in June, around June, July-ish, to speak about Boldly Beautiful Ethnic Hair Care Symposium and Expo. In 2015, I did the first one. It was at McCrory Gardens. And then in November of 2016, we hosted it here. We actually had people come up from Sioux City, Iowa, which really showed me the reach of the work that is in this area, the lack thereof of access, or those people that are skilled in styling kinky, curly hair, ethnic hair. So what we do with Boldly Beautiful Ethnic Hair Care is we provide training sessions, informational sessions on how to style the hair, product knowledge, and also understanding the dynamic of kinky and curly hair. When I first came, I'm from Maryland, I'm from the East Coast, and so there's a hair salon on every corner. I can go to anyone and get my hair done. And then when I was here, I realized that I didn't have anywhere to go. I'm Brookings through and through, so I don't really get to Sioux Falls much. But you know, even speaking with some people in Sioux Falls, just the options were extremely scarce. So, you know, one of the things that I go by, as opposed to giving a person a fish they can eat for a day, if you teach a person how to fish, they can fish for a lifetime. So I would like to teach people that are interested in learning how to style hair. I've come across a lot of moms and parents that have adopted African children or have adopted African American children, and they want to have the ability to style their child's hair. So it's also a great opportunity for those parents to come out and learn the craft, as well as licensed professionals that might feel like they didn't get enough of that training while they were in hair school. In the interim, I started working on a documentary because I think the story here is phenomenal. Just the moms that come up to me and share their experiences about adoption and how they want their daughters and their sons to feel beautiful and have self-confidence, and they want to be able to bond with their child, but there's this one gap in between, and them not understanding how to style their hair, what's culturally appropriate, things of that nature. I thought that was a beautiful story. And then the different African American women or African women that come to me and they ask, who did your hair? Where am I supposed to get my hair done? And I'm like, I don't know either. So we're all in this together, but the one common goal that we have is that we love Brookings. This is a great place to raise your family. It's safe. People are friendly. And so a lot of people hold on to that, and they do without because they love living here. And I feel like this is a place where they're accepting and they're willing to grow. And so I wanted to capture that as well, just the lovely community that this is, but also being able to start the promotion and the skill set of ethnic hair, so that as the community expands and diversifies, that we will be able to accommodate anyone that lives here. So if you have one of these on your table, it's just a synopsis of what I'm working on. It's going to be called Boldly Beautiful Ethnic Hair on the Great Plains. And I'm working with Johnson Design and Video right here in Brookings, which was awesome. I met them at the last 1 Million Cups presentation. And that's really great that I'm working with someone local. to do the work, giving back to the community and supporting small businesses is really important. And they're really a one-stop shop. So if you are looking to do video, you're looking to do marketing, they were able to accommodate me. I don't have to go anywhere. They're working on the filming, they're working on the thumbnail, the illustration. I just went in and they were open and they were like, what are your ideas? They were even saying, you have more ideas than most people. And I was like, wow, you know, because some people come and they just have a little idea and they expand that idea. So they were able to do that for me, and I'm really, really excited about how this is going to turn out. They're doing a phenomenal job. We've already got back some of the footage and it's just impeccable. So definitely if you're looking to do a project, something, you know, a video, even if it's just for your wedding, definitely check out Johnson Design and Video. But they're filming it. And then Whitley Larson, she's working on the illustration now. The synopsis is Christina Thurston, which is me, an African-American woman and native of Maryland, relocates to Brookings with her husband and family because he is in pursuit of his PhD. Christina was prepared to be the minority, but she was not prepared for the culture shock of not having anywhere to get her hair done, nor the lack of products and resources to style her hair. After living in Brookings, South Dakota for 3.5 years, she crossed paths with women who are different, but all share a common thread, the challenge of ethnic hair care. The documentary will examine cultural differences, adoption, ethnic hair care awareness, education, and its evolution in South Dakota. So it is evolving. They just passed a braiding bill. Governor Dugar signed a braiding bill that says that if you don't have to complete 2,500 hours in cosmetology school to braid hair legally in the state. Prior to that, it was illegal to do hair of that magnitude without a license, a cosmetology license. And if you're doing natural hair, it doesn't involve chemical usage. You're not changing the type of hair. So the bill was placed on the table to say, we're just braiding hair. Can we bypass 2 years of cosmetology school that doesn't focus on how to braid hair and how to style the hair? And the bill was passed just recently, so kudos to South Dakota for that. So it was nice to see, you know, like I'm just little old me here in Brookings and I'm just working on my thing here in Brookings, and there's somebody working on something in Sioux Falls, and then the governor is noticing this. And so that's what kind of keeps me going, to see that there's going to be some change. And I'm really excited about that, and I'm glad that we could be at the forefront of it together. Today I'm here to ask for, you know, if there's anyone that would like to help with donations. So far I've done this out of my pocket because I'm passionate about it. But as the project grows, the magnitude of exposure that I want it to have is going to require some additional support monetarily. So I have put some estimated cost here to film, post-production. I'm working with Sando Pictures out of Brooklyn, New York. And so they're going to be doing like the editing and creating the trailers. And I'm hoping, you know, my ultimate goal would be, of course, to enter this into a few film festivals, to have it on public broadcast network, maybe Netflix, sell it. You know, I just think that the story is phenomenal and I want to share it with the rest of the country and the world. And so I have here, and if you don't have the paper, you can meet up with me afterwards, but the donations, I have a GoFundMe right now, and then once I'm able to secure additional funds to get the trailer completed, then I'll do, I was working on a Kickstarter, I just heard about Indigo, so then we'll be raising money that way to continue to promote the film. Did anybody... Any questions? Did I leave anything out?
Yeah, we can take questions now.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
What is the length of time that you think your video will be? 5 minutes, 10 minutes? What are you?
The event alone, so far I believe we have about 8 hours of footage, and we still have 3 more phases to go. So I'll be doing capturing what's called B-roll of Brookings, so that when people watch the documentary, they can get an idea of what Brookings looks like. And then I'll be doing like another introduction, and I have 2 more interviews that I'm working on. So it might end up being about 10, 12 hours of footage that might be condensed down to maybe like 45 minutes to an hour. I don't know, but that's quite a lot of time.
In the past, like previous job, if this, you know, we would budget a couple $1,000 per minute, so we would put a video together and we would put our proposal forward. So I didn't know, that's what I was kind of curious. That's a lot of hours.
Yeah. Well, Johnson and Design has really been, when I looked at what they were showing me, I was like, really? So I was surprised myself, but, you know, I was transparent with them about, you know, I'm doing this I started out doing it out of my own pocket. And, you know, I shared my story with them and my passion, and I think they saw that, and so they were willing to work with me. Sando Pictures is a friend of the family. He's worked on For Color Girls, which was on, I'm sorry, Black Girls, which was on OWN Network, and he was the point person for that. So he's trying to grow his business, and so he saw this as an opportunity to put on his resume, you know, working and editing a documentary. So when you work with small businesses, they see these are opportunities to grow their business, and so they're willing to invest more time than if I was to go with a larger, you know, film company or production company where they would have these big budgets already kind of set. So.
As I walked in out here, have you looked at any sort of grants or the South Dakota Humanities Council? Is this the sort of project that they might fund? Because a documentary is still an artistic endeavor.
I have read into them, and I'm not a 501c3, sorry if I can't get that right, but it's a nonprofit, and I'm not a nonprofit, I'm not anything right now. So that's why I didn't feel like I met the criteria to apply for one, but I would love to, you know, have some type of grant assistance if they're out there.
You might be able to find another nonprofit that would be willing to partner with you and actually write the grant for you. So
Oh, that's a good idea.
again, explore that.
Mhm.
I wanted to know, did you have a good turnout for your expo, and did you get local stylists? I know I worked really hard to try to get your information into shops in town and really encourage them to come. Did you get any to attend?
I went out myself and went to the shops and passed out flyers. No one locally came from in town, but Sioux Falls, Watertown, Sioux City, Iowa was the furthest that came out. And I think for the amount of money that I put into it, that I think it was a good turnout. It might have been about 12 people there total, but I think they liked that because it was intimate, and so they were comfortable asking questions as opposed to if it was a lot of people. So.
Other questions or suggestions for Christina in terms of promoting and developing the documentary? Oh, this is great.
Sorry, the first one I come from, I answer any questions, but this is very interesting. Are there credentials that a licensed professional, a licensed cosmetologist can have for, like they've gone through special training and they have a certain amount of experience, you know, they work, if they put in this many hours, and maybe they work with someone such as yourself to achieve these credentials that they can advertise?
Well, and as it relates to South Dakota, and what I understand of the hair school is you go to hair school, they have a curriculum already set up. They can do like apprenticeships as well, but overall it's about a 2-year program, and then you take a test and you become a license and you can practice in a shop. some of the hairstylists that I've spoken with, because this is a predominantly white community, they don't have anyone to practice styling ethnic hair on. So they can teach it, but when it comes to the hands-on portion, where they might bring people into the shop, come get your hair cut by a student, when it comes to this particular session in the curriculum, they don't really have anyone where they can actually do hands-on. So they're working on a mannequin, but the mannequin, the texture might not necessarily be real to what, if somebody's really sitting in your chair. My goal is to say you've already gotten that license, but you see that, I can cater to this group of people. You would come to my event and that you would be able to get advice from a licensed professional. I choose to work with a licensed professional because they've been through the same program. Even if it's from another state, it's still that's almost close to how rigorous the process would be, so they can relate to you on a license level. They can speak to, well, if their hair was chemically changed and now it's natural. So that licensed person is going to come in and provide additional education to what a stylist has already gotten from school. I'm not licensed. I just know I like to get my hair done. So yeah. Did I answer your question? Okay.
Christina, what's been your biggest challenge as you've decided to kind of expand your endeavor into this documentary?
I have so many challenges besides being a mom and an employee and a wife. I would honestly say, outside of financial, because again I'm paying for myself right now, courage, because I doubt myself a lot. Like, why are you doing this? You're one person. Can you really make a difference? How long are you going to be able to do this? Who's going to get on board with you? Are you going to make that phone call today? When are you going to make that phone call today? So I really kind of talk myself through maybe more than I should, and I wish I could just jump right into it, but I'm kind of dragging my feet a little bit. But I would say courage would probably be my biggest.
I just had a thought. It really disappoints me that we didn't get any Brookings shops there, but have you encouraged the other members of our community like you who need this service to start creating the demand by going into the shops and asking, do you have anyone that can style? And maybe by, as a group, making yourselves more present and them understanding that's a new customer base, that if they were smart enough to go, you know what, let's develop a specialty in this so we can serve these members of our community. So it's just an idea that isn't practical.
Yeah, I think that is great. And I mean, to be honest, there's a fear there that I also have to work through, because for me, I even have to tell myself, I can go into the shop and I can give them a flyer, it's okay. So I think a lot of people, there's already this fear that's probably in our minds, or even if we walk into a shop and the thought is, I don't know how to do this kind of hair. So one of the things that I would like to work through is figure out a way, how do we get past this fear so that so I'm comfortable enough to walk into a shop and say, can you do my hair? And the stylist is comfortable enough to say, I can do your hair. So that's another challenge too. But I definitely agree, because we get in our little circles and we say, well, where do we get your hair done? I'm going to go all the way to Minnesota. I'm going to go back home. But in order to create a community, we have to really, like you said, get outside of our circles and go into these places and challenge the stylists to take a step into doing different types of hair. So I agree, definitely.
Other questions or comments? Well, thank you so much, Christina, for coming back, and best of luck as you continue your endeavors in Brookings.
Thank you. And I do have on here, again, you can like me on Facebook, and then also I'm doing a GoFundMe as well. So I hope to see you. And I have a sign-up sheet if you want to keep posted with what's going on with the documentary and the events. I'll be sending out emails, so definitely come see me after, and then you can sign up so I can get your name and your email address. Thank you.